everyone, Comic Book Reviewer here, this time reviewing on the final issue of issue 6 of Young Justice Target. Now, as you know, Young Justice Target is meant to take place after Season 4, which was known as Phantoms, and was meant to have had General Zod and the Phantom Zone Criminals. And the way I see Target is a bit like a Season 5 idea. And I think Greg Weisman could have ended things with Season 4, but you could tell he really wanted to keep this series going and make it the next DC animated universe. So the cover mainly has, the team getting ready for action, and let's get on the story. It starts off with Princess Perdita coming to, and it's shown that her friends have been killed, with Halo, Arsenal, and also Red Arrow under her mind control. And of course, we kind of see how, everything was staged from day one, and we kind of see how, Perdita sort of calling out Count Vertigo for everything that he's done, but we kind of see how, Count Vertigo's plan to take over Perdita's place due to her being kidnapped, and will use the sort of uprising and crisis as a sort of move to get back in line. And we kind of see how, Halo and the others are talking about how they're going to counterattack Queen Bee, and of course, mainly use garlic pills and Hollywood gimmicks, and point out the plan that they'll need to do. So of course, we see how Halo uses their sort of energy beams to take down the three villains, and pretty much they manage to kind of knock them out cold. And of course, we kind of see how the team pretty much have managed to rescue Princess Perdita with little to no trouble now. And of course, we see how everyone makes a break for it and get out quickly. And we kind of see how, back at the factory, we see how Beast Boy manages to take down Mammoth due to him being a bit sidetracked. And we see Metallo trying to kill Superboy, saying, "Maybe, but that won't save Superboy. That's not their job. It's mine. My husband died last year, once." And of course, if you remember last year, Superboy was mainly stuck in the Phantom Zone, which led to this big sort of finding out what happened to Connor. And we see Miss Martian pretty much destroying Metallo's hands and ripping out the kryptonite heart. And we see how Devastation calls her out for being a bit cold-hearted. And we kind of see how, at LexCorp, we see how Lex is talking with Mercy and Otis about everything that happened. And, Metallo's still in one piece. And we see how, Satana, Rocket, as well as Aquaman, pretty much have Lex Luthor in a special boom tube bubble. And we kind of see him pointing out what he did to Perdita wasn't right, and that they'll pretty much keep a closer eye on him and point out that he's off limits. And of course, leave him kind of surprised about it. And meanwhile, at the Watchtower, we see how Superboy is making a slow recovery. But of course, due to Metallo still having his kryptonite heart, it's going to be a bit more of a challenge now if any future events happen. But of course, in the plus side, they do get Max back. And afterwards, we see how, everyone who was in a coma starts to come to, and everyone's relieved that Princess Perdita is now back. And Beast Boy sort of letting her know that they'll always be family. In the next story, we do see how, Artemis mentions how Wally West always kept in touch with Princess Perdita. And if you remember back in Season 1, Kid Flash was tasked with delivering a donor's heart to Princess Perdita. And this was in the events of Season 1 back in the sort of first season, back in 2010. But they always kept in touch. And we saw how, if you remember the Season 2 final, Wally West basically died due to stopping the reach, and we see how everyone has come to his funeral. Iris, Barry, also Hawkman, Hawkgirl, Captain Atom, Blue Devil, Wonder Woman, Lagoon Boy. And this is where we see, Beast Boy and Petite getting to know each other and eventually becoming boyfriend and girlfriend. And if you remember back in Season 2, this was Beast Boy's original appearance. So implying that, the effects of the serum probably went down over time, rendering him back to his normal look. And pretty much we kind of see how Halo lets Artemis know that Superboy is making a recovery. And we see how Princess Benedetta knows that, this is going to be one crisis after another, but now they're going to still handle this like family. And ending the story. So I think issue 6 is sort of okay. Like, obviously, if there had been a season 5, we would have seen Matt pretty much joining the good guys. We probably would have seen another sort of big story that I think Greg Weisman wanted to do. But I think this issue still deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still okay. And I think the series Target is kind of okay, but I think this does feel like Greg Weisman and the team wanted to do this as a way of saying, give us another chance, we can do season 5, we just need you fans back onto the horse again. I think the problem is, Greg Weisman could have ended this after season 4, and it's clear that he still wanted to keep the series going, even though sometimes ending a series means when it's good and ready. And I do think, his series Spectacular Spider-Man had the same issue when it rushed in Green Goblin and kind of not using him for season 2. But I think the series still deserves thumbs in the middle. It's an okay series, but it could have been ended with season 4. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.